And you know why?
No.
Because there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball!
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Some of these lines you've quoted 1,000 times without even knowing what movie they're from. Some of them are so famous they've basically become their own separate meme, completely disconnected from the film itself.
Seize the day. Gather ye rosebud while ye may.
These are 30 movie lines everyone needs to memorize, and if you don't know at least half of these already, we need to talk. Starting with the line that made a bodybuilder into a movie star.
I'll be back.
Arnold Schwarzenegger says this exact line to a police officer before literally driving a car through the front of the station to keep his promise a few minutes later. Alright, from a robot from the future to a whole galaxy far, far away. This next one isn't even really a threat or a joke, it's basically a blessing at this point, and people say it completely unironically to this day.
Obi-Wan, may the Force be with you. Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
Let's slow it way down now, because next up is one of the most romantic goodbyes ever put on film from a movie that's older than basically anyone watching this video's grandparents.
He's looking at you, kid.
Okay, so we just did the sweetest goodbye in movie history, so naturally let's go do the coldest one immediately after. This is Peak. I Don't Care About Your Feelings Energy from 1939.
I'll think about it tomorrow.
Speaking of people who don't hold back, let's head into a courtroom now, because next up is basically the loudest, angriest line on this entire list, and it comes from a guy who really did not want to be on that witness stand.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
From a courtroom to a mob boss's office, because next up is easily the most polite way anyone has ever threatened somebody in movie history. You already know who I'm talking about.
They start shooting in a week.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Alright, let's leave the mafia behind and go to space, because next up is a line based on an actual real thing someone actually said during an actual real emergency, which honestly makes it hit even harder.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, we just left space, so let's meet an actual alien next, because unlike most movie aliens, this one is not trying to destroy the planet, he just really wants to call his mom, basically.
E.T. phone home.
From a sweet alien to genuinely one of the creepiest villains ever put on screen, played by an actor who tragically passed away before the movie even came out, and won an Oscar for it anyway.
Why so serious?
Speaking of creepy, let's talk about a kid who whispers maybe the single most unsettling sentence in this entire video. If you've never seen this movie, this line alone spoils the whole thing, so heads up.
I see dead people.
Okay, let's get out of the haunted house and into the ocean, because next up might be the most famous underreaction in movie history, and apparently the actor wasn't even reading from the script when he said it.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Alright, we're staying tense, but switching genres completely, going from a shark movie to one of the most over-the-top gangster movies ever made, where the main character introduces you to a very large weapon in a very loud way.
Okay!
Uno.
Say hello to my little friend!
Okay, after all that chaos, let's calm down and get a little philosophical, because next up is a line that somehow shows up in every single graduation speech ever written, whether people realize where it's from or not.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
This next line is basically the entire personality of an 80s action movie packed into one sentence, and it's said by two guys high-fiving in a hallway.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Okay, from fighter jets, let's go somewhere a little more magical, because next up is a line from a movie so old it's in black and white for half of it, and it ends on maybe the most quoted closing line ever.
And think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Alright, back to a galaxy far, far away one more time, because next up is honestly one of the biggest plot twists in movie history.
I am your father.
Okay, let's fast forward to the sequel of a totally different franchise now, where a killer robot says goodbye in Spanish for some reason, and somehow it became one of the most quoted lines of the entire 90s.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Let's go to Sports Agents, because next up is a line that gets shouted so much between two characters it basically turns into a chant. And honestly, most people who say it now have no idea it's from a movie about football.
Here it is. Show me the money.
Okay, let's head to Middle Earth now, because next up is a character who's basically obsessed with a piece of jewelry. And honestly, the way the actor performed this role changed how the entire movie industry thinks about acting.
Precious.
Next up is a piece of advice given by an uncle who honestly doesn't even survive the movie, but his one sentence basically becomes the whole point of the entire franchise.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay, let's put on a tuxedo now, because next up is a self-introduction so famous that basically every actor who's ever played this character has had to say it the exact same way since 1962.
Bond. James Bond.
Mr. Bond, I suppose you wouldn't care to,
And honestly, this next one gets yelled at pretty much every kid's birthday party still.
To infinity and beyond!
Okay, let's head back to the Sports Agent movie for round 2.
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Now let's go wash some cars, because this next line sounds like a totally normal chore, but is actually secretly one of the most famous training methods in movie history.
Wax off, left hand. Wax on, wax off. Breathe.
Let's lighten the mood a lot now and go underwater, because this next line comes from a fish with short-term memory loss, and honestly, it might be one of the most quoted pieces of advice from any kid's movie ever made.
Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills. When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Next up is a line so famous it basically ended arguments in households everywhere, anytime someone got sent to a corner for anything.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Alright, let's go somewhere much darker now, into a guy talking to himself in a mirror.
You talking to me?
Okay, let's calm down with a slap, believe it or not, because next up, somebody gets smacked across the face and told to basically pull it together.
I'm in love with you.
snap out of it!
I can't.
Alright, let's hop in a time machine now, literally, because next up is a line about a car that doesn't need actual roads to drive on, which honestly sounded way cooler in 1985 than it probably would today.
88. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Alright, let's finish this batch with one more crime movie, because next up is a short, sharp line said about a character who's, well, not doing great, and it's become one of the most quoted lines from the entire 90s crime genre.
Whose motorcycle is this?
It's a chopper, baby.
Whose chopper is this?
Zed's.
Who's Zed?
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
If we missed one, you say all the time, put it in the comments, because you know we're doing a part 4, and if you want more of this exact kind of nostalgia rabbit hole, hit subscribe. We've got way more of these lined up.